Hi guys, this is Jamie. This tonight is going to be my part 2 of my coloring book collection. If you haven't watched part 1, it's on my channel. You can go and look that up so you can see part 1. This one is going to have a lot more books than part 1 did. I kind of gathered 2 shelves together, so I'll try to go relatively quickly because I only have so much time on my camera before it switches. So let's get started. And as just a disclaimer, this is an adult coloring channel. This is not intended for children. If you are under the age of 18, please leave this channel. Thank you. So I'm going to start off with my hard-bound books. And we'll start with my Clara Markova books. I'm sure you guys have all seen these. This is Fairy Celebrations. And let's see, it's a relatively new book for me, so I haven't done nearly the amount of things that other people have. Oh, it looks like I started here. I started on one here. I think I was testing out pencils. And this one I was working on as well. I still haven't finished it. And the black is a black Tombow marker because I didn't want it to bleed through really bad on this side. So I think she's coming out cute, but she's not done. So both of those are work in progresses. The next one is Fairy Miracles by Clara Markova. This is another language. I'm not sure which language it is. I got it off of eBay, so I'm not exactly sure. But like everything was in English inside, so that's all right. I did this first one. It's when I first got the book, which was a long time ago. I still wasn't very brave on doing backgrounds, but I think it turned out pretty. I've done the second one almost like a year later, and you can see the difference a year would make. There's the first one. There's this one. And I used a variety of medias on this one. And I've done one more. This one right here. And I've used stickles on this one. This one was actually really fun. I used metallic watercolors on the background. And those were the Hobby Lobby brand, because I can't afford really expensive ones. But that is all I did. And Fairy Miracles. Next one I have here is Nightfall by Maria Trolle, or Troll. And this one has lots of florals in it. You guys haven't seen this book, but I'm sure a lot of you have, because lots of people like to color in this book. It does have a lot of black backgrounds, and I have done one. I did this one. I think I have this as my profile picture on my Instagram, and I used Inktense pencils that I had gotten for Christmas this last year on everything. Yeah, I haven't done anything else in this book. I do like in this book that there is a flower index if you want to color it to look like flowers that are in that picture. The next one is a Maria Trolle as well, and it's Botanicum, and this is the new one, the special edition one. And I don't think I have started anything in here because this is really brand new. I only got it like a month ago. But just giving you guys kind of a idea of what's in that. I need to color in this one. Mine was kind of damaged in shipping, but I was so happy just to get this book, I didn't really care. Next one I have here is Spirit Animals by Hannah Carlson. And This one, I've only done one, and it was this one. I need to do the crab to match her. And I use Lyra Rembrandts on the background. The Aquarelle. They're kind of like Neocolor 2s, but they're from Lyra. But this is a really fun book. One side you have the girl, and the other side you have their spirit animal. And I want to say the UK version is Soulmates. So if you're looking on Instagram on pictures, look under Soulmates as well, because it's the same book. The next one I have here is Daydreams by Hannah Carlson. And this was given to me from a friend. She got it for herself and it wasn't her thing, so she sent it to me. And I appreciate that. I'm willing to try everything. Let's see, I covered her name right there so that I could put my name in it. It's got animals, lots of flowers, and I started one. I colored that mushroom with some pencils that I wasn't sure about, and I don't love those pencils, so I'll probably go over it with a different pencil, but it is a really cute picture. I need to color more in these. This is Daydreams. My last one of the hardbound is Jewelry Box by Hannah Carlson. And I did do one. I did this one. The black is not acrylic paint. It's actually my black Tombow, because it didn't bleed through on the other side. So if you're curious if Tombows work in this book, the Tombow brush pens do. And I did her blue because I had just watched Avatar and I was just kind of in that mood. So, and I did this like kind of green cloudy effect, kind of reminded me of that Haunted Mansion woman, because it's kind of creepy like that. And the same friend that gave me Daydreams gave me this one as well. Next one I have is Color Me Fearless by Angela Porter. And I've done quite a few in these. Or not quite a few, but I've done more than one. So I just kind of... So I did this one. It was like a purple blue challenge that I was doing in a group. I've used gel pen. I think I used watercolors on that. That's why it's kind of warped. This one I was testing out some of those Five Below sparkle gel pens, and they did really well, surprisingly. And the pack of gel pens was like $2. And you can order things on fivebelow.com if you don't have a Five Below near you. Another one I did. And I'm not really a mandala type of person. I just like coming up with color combinations. And I feel like mandalas are a good way to practice that. There's another one I did. Purples and silvers. It's kind of a big book. Just don't want to leave any out. Another one, Crayola Super Tips and Click Office Gel Pens. And this one I did with gel pens, and this is paint that I put Sparkle Mod Podge over the top to give it sparkle. And I was going to do this on video so you guys could see, but that day things just weren't working out for me. So I still need to do a video showing you guys how to do this. There's this one, just sparkle gel pens that, or glitter gel pens that were running out. So I was just using them up. I think it's pretty. And this isn't all mandalas. There's like things like this, Zen Toodly pictures. That was all I did in here, but quite a few. And this book I actually got on bookoutlet.com. Next one I have here is Mean Summer Spazzer Gang by Rita Berman. And they're relatively smaller books, but the pictures in them are beautiful. I've done this dragonfly in golds and silvers and use Winkostella right here to make sparkly. But as you can see, it's just really pretty pictures. I don't really care for these kind, so I might be okay using alcohol markers on this side, or maybe I will use this and create something, collage something on the top, because I like to do that too. And I've done this one, and I had posted this one to my Instagram recently. I still need to do this side, but I think it turned out really well. And I used Colleen colored pencils on here, and they work really well in this book. So if you're looking for a budget-friendly pencil and you have Rita's books, Colleen's are really awesome. Do any more? No, I think I did. Those are the only two I did. The next one is kind of a different type of book. It's Salvic Beauties Cut and Color. So when I ordered this, I wasn't expecting it to be what it was. And it's by, I think it's like Christina Nowak. So this book is really interesting. It came with this little note. And these things come out like they're coming out right now. So here is a picture that you can just color, but how it works is you color the background, you color the elements that are in the picture, color the elements in the picture, there's the frame, and that goes to the next one. But then you build it up, so you color all those, and then you cut them out to build it up to create this effect. And so what you would do is, as you're building it up, you would get those, I don't know if you guys know those little things that you put underneath your chairs to prevent them from sliding. If you put those underneath it, it will make them pop out. So it will basically create a pop-out picture. So it's a really neat concept. I need to do one just to show you guys how it works. And in the back, there's just some pictures that are already done if you want to just do color them. But that's why these are kind of falling out of this book, because it's designed for you to cut it apart, basically, and then frame it in like a shadow box picture frame. So it was not what I was expecting, but I think this would be a cool way to incorporate crafts and coloring at the same time. Next one I have here is Alice Down the Rabbit Hole, and I got this one at Book Outlet because I like Alice in Wonderland books. This is a very unique book, guys. This one's by Isobel Lundy, and it opens up vertically. I'll probably have to turn it to its side just so you guys can see. But it goes this way. So it just keeps going down and down and down and down. So she just keeps going down this whole. I wasn't expecting it like this. I was expecting like an Alice in Wonderland type of book. But this is kind of a unique book, and I like to have unique books in my collection. But it just continues down. Jungle scene. I haven't colored anything in this book. Yeah, this is Alice Down the Rabbit Hole. The next one I have is a tiny book. This one was from Walmart or something. I can't remember. But it's called Coloring Mindfulness Garden, 50 Designs to Help You De-Stress. And this was a long time ago. My daughter started a scribble there, and I tried to make it into a heart, but yeah. And she did this one too. So trying to work with what she did. So I've done this one, and then I put a quote down here. Did this one. Life without love is like a tree without blossoms. This one I did kind of just with blue colors. This was 1/1/2019. I haven't done anything on that one. Started this just messing around with gel pens. Again, just messing around with gel pens. This one I finished. An actual wallpaper page. I actually colored one. This has become one of those, oh, I'll just grab that book and just kind of mess around with books. Because it was a relatively cheap book. It's a small book, easy for travel. Yeah. Like, see, here I just did the stripe. So it's just one of those books that I just kind of dab in it, dab and doodle. And that was Colorful Mindless Garden. The next ones I have are my Daria songbooks. This is the first one in the series called The Time Garden. And I have not colored in this one. I need to. Now that I have different art supplies, doing backgrounds are less scary, so I'll have to try some things in here. There's lots of clocks in here because of time, but I haven't colored anything in this one. This is the next one in the series. This is the Time Chamber, I believe it's called. And mine is obviously the Chinese version. So when I got this in the mail, I thought, oh, I'll make life easier on me and spiral bind it. And put a plastic cover over it so it's protected. Yeah, do I wish I would have done it? No, actually wish I didn't do it, because I'll show you with my first picture that I have completed. I'm working on this one. You can't see that. But this is the first one I completed. It's really hard to color into this because of the spiral. So it actually disappointed me a little bit. But I've learned my lesson, and I'll probably get another copy of this book someday in English. Because also this copy, see how the ink transferred over? You can see the remnants of that key. Still a very beautiful book. I do love it. See, like this one, ink transferred. So, yeah. Of course, the spiral's giving me issues because I said something bad about the spiral. The last one in her series of those books is Dario Song again, The Night Voyage, and I think I only have, oh, I did this one. This is a whip, and I colored this one. So this is a question for you. I've seen this book before, but with a Christmas tree on this side. And I don't know if it's like a special edition Christmas book, but I really want that book, and I don't know where to get it. So if any of you guys know where to get that book, please let me know, because I would love to have the Christmas one. This one's more for like, it was her birthday. The pictures are relatively similar, but this one is actually my favorite of the three. Maybe because I like the little girl. I started coloring on this one when I was doing a test on Magic Fly color pencils. And then I started coloring this one as a buddy color with a friend, and I didn't realize I started pulling off a color palette with just not thinking about it. And then when I got to all that food, I got really scared and intimidated, so I just kind of stopped. The next books I have are the Jasmine Beckett Griffith books, and this one is I've had it on the shelf for a while. I just hadn't been coloring it. I actually just started one just like not even a week ago. I started this one, and she has marker base and then color pencils for shading, and I need to continue working on her. Just showing you a little bit what's in here, but this is like a really popular book, so there's lots of flips on YouTube on this book. So Jasmine Beckett Griffith, this is the first one. I have the Halloween one, and this one I recently purchased because I'm going to be doing a buddy color with my friends Ashley and Crystal on this book for June, and so I haven't colored in this. But still great paper, great images. Next one I have is Mermaids, Jasmine Beckett Griffith again. And I should pull this one out because of everybody doing mermaids in May. But I feel like I have so many projects. I'm like notorious for doing whips. It's just crazy. But I did this one a little while ago. I actually love how she turned out. Her hair is awesome. And the fish, not my favorite, but I think her in the background look great. But I only did one in this one. And then I have the final one, which is the Alice in Wonderland one that she has, and I haven't colored anything in Alice. I do need to. Because I love Alice and I collect Alice in Wonderland books. So this is really nice. And this was gifted to me from a friend. Alright, so I'm at 24 minutes. I'll keep going. Once I reach the 30-minute, I'll have to redo my camera. Next one I have here is the A to Z of Creative Coloring by Kelly O'Gorman. I love Kelly's work. She does beautiful images. And I love that these are the ABCs. It's just so much fun. And she actually gave this as a free PDF on Facebook not too long ago. So I've done the letter A here, and I think it turned out cute. But as you can see, they're just different letters of the alphabet, and the things that are in the letter start with that letter. Like this one has a monster because there's an M, monkey, muffin. That must be a moon because it's not a cookie. Mouse. There's a queen, quill. She does have another one of these that is floral, which is very pretty. And she does have a 1 through 10, and I don't have either one of those, but I like them both. Next one I have is a Japanese coloring book. It's a girl's coloring book. Forgive me, I don't know who makes this book. I know I looked it up before when I did my haul video. I have only done one, and I did this one. I tried to use Hubble's chalk on the background. It didn't turn out like I wanted at all. I added a washi tape border on the bottom here. It was basically testing media. But I think the images are really nice in here. And my daughter does dance, and so I thought this was kind of fun. So this was a girl's coloring book, and I think this is one of 3 volumes. I think there's 3 to this set. Next, we're going to get into my romantic country books. And this is the first one, and they're by Erie. And you guys have probably seen these. This was the first page that I've done. I use watercolors, watercolor pencil, regular pencil, gel pen. I got a little heavy-handed with the water, so it's warped. But I did watch a YouTube video on how you can try to make this more flat by ironing your page. So I'd like to try that. If you guys have any suggestions on how to unwarp a page, leave a comment below and let me know. I think that's the only one I did in here. Thought I did 2, but let's see. Oh, I started this one. And I started this one as a buddy color. Never finished it. I do like how the horse is turning out, and I do like the girl. I think I just got so busy with projects I didn't finish. This is the second book of Romantic Country by Erie, and I know I've done a couple on this one. I like Erie's images. They're just so beautiful and whimsical. So this is the first one I did. This girl reminded me of Anna Green Gables for some reason, so I kind of made her look that way. A lot of the girls in here remind me of Anna Green Gables. Then I did this one as a buddy color with a friend, stickled up all of those crystals, and I made it look dark so that basically he's coming out of the cave. I don't know if he's going deeper into the cave or if he's coming out into the night. That's why I didn't put any stars, because I couldn't decide. And I don't think I did anything else in this book. Just those 2. And this is, I did snatch this one. This I actually got for my birthday last year. And this is the 3rd tale of Romantic Country. And those that are wondering if she's going to ever get this one back and published, I did see that it is back in the works on Amazon, so I do think it's going to come out again. So fingers crossed for you guys. I have only started this one. So this was totally a flop. I was using Crayola crayons, trying to smooth them out with Camisol, it just wasn't working, but I do think I can save this picture and make it beautiful. That's why I've tagged it as a work in progress. But this book is really pretty. I really like it. I like this. So much fun. And there's some fairies. Hat. I know I was saving this one because I wanted to do witch hats, and I just didn't have time last year during Halloween. But yeah, this was Romantic Country, the third tale. This one, I put it by my Romantic Country books because it kind of reminds me of Romantic Country, but it's not. This one is a Japanese book too, and I can't remember. I think it's like Color My Room or something like that. And let's see, don't know. But the girls in it remind me of Romantic Country, but it's less busy than Romantic Country, so I really like it. And there's another one in this series, I think, that has a town on it that looks really good. This is a newer book, that's why it hasn't been touched yet. And this one has actually got a cool thing in the back. It's got a dollhouse that you can color, and all the furniture. So you can color that and you can create a dollhouse, which is really cool. Next one I have here is Fantasy Season, and this is a Japanese coloring book again. And this one's kind of neat because they have sections just for this month. Like this is the January section. So all these images have to do with January. Here we go into February. There's March. I've started this one for May. Obviously I started it in May. I don't know if I'll get it finished, but it's coming along. But you can see in the corner here, it tells you the month and the page numbers. It's kind of nice that it has page numbers. Not many books have page numbers in them. Very cute. Fantasy Season. And then I have the new Eerie. I think it's like, well, I want to say it's like the World Travel Book or something like that. I apologize, I don't remember all these names, the ones that are in Japanese. This is a really nice book. I got this one off of Etsy. So glad I purchased it. I'm working on this Holland Girl. Still work in progress. I have many, many of those. Too many to count. But again, this is a very beautiful book done by Eerie. If you guys like Eerie's illustrations. Alright, so the next books that I have are my mythographic books. I'll start with my newest one, which is the Mythographic Enchanted Castles. And this one is by Fabian Antonazio. And it kind of reminds me of Kirby's World Within Worlds because it's kind of like that, but they're all castle-esque. And I do like how it's framed in. My book's a little bit dirty right there. See how it has a little line? That's okay. I like that one a lot. And the one I'm working on is this one. Done the daffodils and done the sides. I just need to start working on the middle. I haven't decided what I wanted to color all these little elements like yet. So yeah, this one is Enchanted Castles and I really enjoy it. But like all mythographic books, I have to like pace myself and then switch to another book just because I can get really overwhelmed really fast. This is Mythographic Aquatic, and this one's by Joseph Catabang. And everything in here is aquatic related. I'm not way into aquatic pictures, but I did notice that a lot of these have people in them. And I love doing people, so I decided to get it. And this one I have done. I really like how she turned out. This one I actually did as a color and chat on my Facebook channel, or my Facebook group, which is called Once Upon a Color. See, I've used markers and water, media, all sorts of goodies. I haven't done any other ones in this book, just that one. So this was Mythographic Aquatic. Next one I have here is Mythographic Imagine, which is really neat because I like this kind of stuff, fantasy. And this one's by Joseph Catabang. So these are fantasy, imagination-esque, so to speak. I have done this one. I actually decided I wanted to do her hair two different colors, and I wanted the trees to look different because I was just tired of doing brown. I do love my frog. And I did this one as a buddy color with some friends, and honestly I wasn't feeling this one, but I just stuck to my guns and I just went for it, and it turned out really well. But those are the only two that I did in that book. And then I have Mythographic Animals. Obviously I have a 20% off on Target, but I got this one on Book Outlet, and they usually get books from stores that have been discounted and sent back to them. So yeah. And this one has animals and lots of floral, botanical stuff around the animals. This was the first one I did. Let's see if my camera will adjust. Sorry guys, it's like being lame. There we go, that's better. And I think this one I did last year around Easter. And the rabbit was fine, but once I started getting into floral, I started to get a little, it was starting to get a little intense for me. But I did pull it off, so that's good. And I did one more in here, I think. I did this one. So this one, it was like, yeah, totally not my favorite. But it was like a gold purple challenge that I was doing. And this gold was gold gelato. And this is pencil. And the black is just like a fine liner, I believe. Obviously, I really did not stay in the lines here. But I can fix that by putting a washi tape border around it. Not a problem. If you ever have that problem, just use some washi tape. Or do this, because I did this bat as well. And just did a black border around it. And made the elements gold. Now we're going to go into my Kirby Rosanna's section here. And I have Geomorphia. I have not colored in Geomorphia. They're single-sided images. Really neat. So that's Geomorphia. Phantomorphia. And I've done this one, very bright. So shield your eyes. I love yellow, guys. If you haven't seen a tradition or a pattern here, I love to use yellow in like almost every one of my pictures. I only did that one. Yeah, just one in Phantomorphia. And I realized that Color Morphia actually has images from those books that are the full 2-page spread. And I didn't know that until recently, so I really want to get my hands on a Color Morphia because I don't own one, just so that I get those full images. This one is one of my favorites of Kirby's just because I love it so much. And I haven't done like tons in this, but I have done some that I'm really happy about. So this was the first one I did. I wanted to do kind of like a girls versus boys type of concept. So this is like purples and pinks, and here we got blues and greens. And this one, I was like, okay, I'll just do a basic black background. But then I was thinking it would be neat if they were going into another world by using the rainbow as like a dimension divider. And I used Tombow pens on here, as well as pencils for shading. This was the first one that I did in this book. I think it turned out well. I was pretty pleased with myself when I first colored it. So, yeah. But that is all I've done in this book. If you guys are looking for a way to test your mediums in one of these, flip to the back. See these little guys down here? Color them with different media just to see if they bleed through, because the back side really doesn't matter. So yeah, just a suggestion. Alright, so Mythomorphia. This book, I actually have not colored in it because I've recently got this book. It was like out of stock forever, and then finally I was able to get my hands on it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen these double page spreads of Mythomorphia, which is awesome. I probably would have enjoyed this one first if I got this one before I got Imaginemorphia, but I'm excited to try something in here. Next one I have is Anamorphia, and obviously it's by Kirby as well. Here I have used an eyeshadow background, and I've made my cheetah, I think it's a cheetah, pink and silver. One night I just started doodling on this with Click gel pens. They're the Zebra Click gel pens, and also the Crayola Take Note gel pens. I just started doodling with them because they don't bleed through. So if you like those kind of things, let's see what else I did in here. I did the chameleons. And I actually created this rock background because I felt like it needed something. And I felt like it would be, if you were to see these in nature, it probably would be next to a rock background. And I've done the tiger. Tiger came out really nice, really realistic. And then of course I did this with many a color of pencil. Very fun. And I don't think I've done any more in this. Nope, just this. I have the new Kirby, Worlds Within Worlds, and I've only started one, and it's a whip. This one, Make sure I don't skip it. There it is. I started this page. Gonna try to make these different things. Like this one's gonna obviously be daytime. One of them's gonna be night. One's going to be maybe like a sunset. I might make one like rain or whatever. Different like skies, basically. And I don't know how I'm going to tie it all in together, so it will come to me though. But I've seen some pretty amazing things in this book from people. So I'm glad to have this one in the collection. Alright, so my final ones are my Johanna Basford. This is Enchanted Forest. Comes kind of on a cream paper, double-sided. It's got a dust jacket on it. I started this one, and I started this one using Prismacolor Color Erase pencils. I used to use those in high school all the time, so I wanted to give it a try. I like them, but I don't like them. Maybe because I've been spoiled with other pencils, so I might finish it off with a different kind of pencil. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I haven't done anything else in this one. And this is a very nice book. This was given to me by a friend. Next one I have here is Secret Garden. Again, an off-white book. So this book, I purchased it on eBay for $3. And after I got it, it was already colored in. So I was a little bit bummed because it said it wasn't colored in, but it was. It's not so bad of a color job. I can't like fix it to be my own. See, like right here, it's been colored in and it's bled through, and so that bothers me. Since it was only $3, the seller gave me my money back, but I kept it in the collection until I can get a new one. And then maybe I'll let my daughter have this copy. The next one I have here is Johanna's Christmas. Again, this one was a purchase that I actually got from the Deseret Industries, which is kind of like a Goodwill shop. And as you can see, they've colored the front. But that is the only coloring they actually really did in this book. And I did not pay $1 for this. I paid $0.25. So you can't beat that. And I started, see, they colored this one leaf out of the whole book. And I can deal with that for $0.25. Yeah. It still has nice paper, single-sided images. I started this polar bear. I wanted to work on my ice or my jewels. And I actually did that with gel pen. Oh, there's another one that has been colored. But like I said, for $0.25, I can deal with it. It's just like trying to do something that your daughter or your son have colored on. So I'm okay with it. Next one is my favorite of Johanna Basford's. It's The Magical Jungle. I've done the title page here. Kind of sticking to a color palette. Done this one. Background was done with gelatos. I did this one. Love rainbow. Gotta have a rainbow tiger. This one my daughter so kindly started for me. Of course, she used my alcohol markers, so we get this lovely thing on the back. I will figure out how to fix it though. Maybe make that gecko all pink or something. And then I've done this one with the chameleons. Of course, we gotta go yellow and rainbow. Signature yellow thing to do. but that's the only things that I've done in Magical Jungle. And last but not least, we have Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. And I haven't done too many in this one, just because it's newer and still trying to get familiar with it. I've done this on the front and put kind of like a sparkly washi tape. This is my daughter's name. I plan on giving this book to her. And I started in the back here. Of course I start in the back. There we go. Start in the back here. So I started this book with Rojitin, Tombow Rojitin colored pencils, I believe it's called. I don't like them. I know some of you guys out there love them. They're just not for me. And so I ended up sending them back to Amazon and getting my money back, just because I felt like it was too hard of a lead for me. And those that love them, I applaud you. I have to figure out how to color match what I have already done, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out. But that is it, guys, for my part 2 video. And I apologize if there was any shakiness. Sometimes you get tiny glitches because of the internet. Other times it's my desk is wobbly, and I do apologize about that. But I appreciate you guys watching the video, and if you do like my channel, please subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you guys on part 3 of this series of my collection. And I have one more shelf that's like my higher quality books, and then I'll be going into my more Amazon printed type of books. So stay tuned for all of those, and I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Have a good day.